received 327 new notifications while you're in Do Not Disturb.
Whoops.
Oh man, what happened? Change the username and stuff for Restream?
I did not, but we're live, so
You can't tell me what it is.
don't do anything. No, but I didn't change anything.
Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. YouTube zone.
It's crazy. There's already like 5 people watching on YouTube, and
Hello. Oh yeah. What's up, Megaplex? Jason, 531.
Everything's coming up Milho. Thrill.
Wow, I said 531 with like a serious Texas accent. 531.
531. She's crazy.
God, I told you not to call me Jeez Crazy. Sign into chat. Let's sign into chat.
Video not coming up. Come on.
Chat on. Gang gang. What's up, Billy?
URL is not embeddable.
No one. It's just us. Sorry. No one else is on the show.
Sorry to this. This is Alan Rickman.
Have you seen the video of Alan Rickman like tossing the table or turning the table angrily? He like makes tea and then like, you know, tosses the table. It's really good. What's up, Sage? Oh, we got one of the grants in here. Yeah, Billy, you do. What do we got next week, Dave? Anybody?
Not that I know of yet. We'll have to work that out. I'm trying to line up some people.
Billy, you want to be on next week?
Who's that?
Billy.
Dude, Billy needs to be on.
Yep.
Okay, are we live on all the things, all the stuff and things?
Book next week, lame. Maybe. Or maybe that was your last chance. Never again. Ah! You can't see it because it's on standby, but I'm totally tearing apart my room right now. Ah! My office.
Okay, looks like, okay, Twitch, YouTube's good, the Facebooks, the Periscopes. What are we doing here? Okay, good there. Alright, go to the 2X. Alright. So, I'm gonna turn off the jazz music this time. There we go. Let's
Knows what the jazz music is all
and the
about.
hippin' and the hoppin' and the bippin' and the boppin', and the yellow pudding and the Kodak film and the rape jokes.
Oh no. No.
That's all I get from Bill Cosby now. Like that's all you're ever gonna hear anymore is roofie jokes.
Yeah, probably.
So sad. That's his legacy. That's it. All right. Rolling. Are you rolling?
Oh no, I'm not.
Wish you would.
Mm.
I feel like my face is a little big on the camera. I'm gonna do a little bit of a boop. There we go. That's better. That's better.
Sorry, I'm hitting up someone.
Gosh, what am I forgetting right now? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but we're good. Ready to do a shoe. Really big shoe. Yep, that's good. This is good. And notes. Notes and notes and notes and notes. That just turned ugly. Sure not to do that again. All right. Good?
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry.
Now you decide to write emails.
No, he hit me up. He hit me up as soon as, like, literally as soon as we started.
Fine, then I'm going to work on my...
Sorry, guys.
I'll work on my color a bit here.
All right.
Just cannot get these cameras to look good. Oh, I'm doing yours by accident. This is making for great.
Yeah,
live
sorry,
stream.
guys. Don't tell Dave lies, Tokyo Megaplex.
Oh, I should fix the chat. There we go.
Banger of an episode.
Banger.
I know, guys.
We're just going to sit here and type as loudly as possible on our keyboards. Here we go. It's like that Kermit gif.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. You rolling?
I am rolling.
You are rolling. All right, you ready
Yes.
for the sync?
Yeah, let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
I'm watching the live stream on whatchamacallit, on YouTube, and so like I'm like way behind.
Oh. All right, you ready? You ready?
I don't have any water. I'm gonna have to get up in the middle of the show.
All right.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, I'm still looking at the YouTube thing. Gotta
Oh,
remember
why?
you're down here, not here.
Oh, now I'm over here. Okay.
All right.
What up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Broadcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And Brograph is a supplement to our site, brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, and working for the man. And you can email us, brograph@brograph.com, and you can give us your feedback on the show and what you'd like to hear about. We still haven't gotten any emails in a while. I think everybody's just so into the Slack.
We got one from Liam the other day, but he was just emailing
Just
us
said,
to say,
I love the show.
right.
Yeah, that's it. But it's going to be a short show this week.
It actually will.
We don't have a guest.
We don't
got
have a
some
guest.
stuff we're going to go over, and we got like one topic of discussion, and then we're going to roll out of here. We're trying to line up some guests for the next few weeks. But Slack, by the way,
If
speaking
you
of
have,
Slack,
hold on. Speaking of guests, if there's anyone who you guys, as listeners, would
see.
like to talk to or would be interested in hearing from, hit us up. Let us know who you want to hear from because we can try and get them on the show.
I'm reading the chat. Always a good time. So,
Yeah.
if you're watching live on Mondays, usually around the noonish hour Central Time, somewhere in there. If you are interested in joining the live discussion, you can always chat with us on one of the various platforms that we're streaming to. Usually it's YouTube. That usually has the most people on it, and all of that comes into our super awesome chat aggregator. on the stream so we can see it. And don't forget also, if you would like to get updates the second that we go live, you have to subscribe on Slack to the Bat Signal channel. And on the Bat Signal channel, basically what happens is there will be an @channel that goes out for the live stream, and that'll give you a notification on your phone or whatever platform you use to do Slack. And what some people don't know, some people don't realize, if you sign up for Slack, I think I need to change some of the defaults. I think by default, you just get random and general. There's so much more. So don't just sign up. Or if you already signed up and you're like, oh, there's nothing in here, that's because you haven't gone to channels and looked at all the options. So we have a new Real Flow channel this week. So
these are the 15 new channels that we've just built this week.
Right. Our friend Alex P. Diddy, as we call him, he's been getting into Real Flow lately, and we keep telling him he needs to get on the Slack, and he's finally in here. And so I know he's got some questions about Real Flow and looking for some answers. So anybody that wants to get more involved in discussion about Real Flow, please get in that channel, help out P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Best you can.
Just join that one channel so that you can help him out.
Yeah.
Don't do it for yourself.
And let's get a little Real Flow discussion going. I know there's people out there.
I love Real Flow. I think it's one of the best ones for Liquid Sims. Of course, I haven't
XP4, huh?
Have they done the update? Is the update out yet?
What day was that supposed to be? I didn't pay attention to that on that video.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't updated if they did update it, I haven't updated my X particles, but from what I've seen, that might be able, the new update might be able to beat it, which would be killer. Oh, it came out on 5.10. So yeah, I'll have to try it out.
10th. Okay.
I'll have to try it out. Cool.
I think we should probably update that because we're working on a project right now that has a lot of X Particles 4 in it, and the speed difference is just going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And it's already
you want to update in the middle of a project?
That's an easy one to revert back to.
Okay, yeah. I'll be with you on that.
So
cool.
I was getting weird errors. No, we're still recording. Okay, good. So other things on Slack. Oh, Merc is in our Slack. Just signed up for our Slack. Showed up in our Slack the other day, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I actually sent him a little invite the other day. I was like, dude, everybody would love to hear from you, and extended an invite out to be a guest on the show as well, because I think that would be a super cool. I mean, there's the rumor that he's just, Kubernetes or whatever.
Right. He's just AI.
So he's just AI. So he may be avoiding coming on the show because that's going to give it all away.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he has to build some sort of 3D avatar.
Right.
Render in real time. He's waiting for Brigade to be out fully to trick us.
Of course.
Yeah. And I got an email this week. It was actually from Mark, who said he was trying to figure out how to update Luminous in scenes that already have Luminous in it, the spotlight, but they were on 307 and now you're on 308, which is understandable. And so there is sort of a kind of find and replace type feature in Cinema that you can do, so you can put your new ones in if you want. I told him go that route. I'm waiting to hear back some feedback about how that worked, because that's something I hadn't really thought about. It's not it's a library item. It's not like a plug-in. So,
Right.
It's funny. It's the first time I've ever even thought about that when I got that email. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what else. We've got plugins. Speaking of plugins, there's plugins on our site. We've got some more. I'm just so far behind on everything right now. I'm trying to get caught up so that we can get some of the new Pixel Lab stuff on there. We've got French Monkey stuff on there, as well as ours, of course. We've got live streams this week. I think Wednesday night will be the continued Octane live stream that I've been doing, developing this new logo. That was fun last week. It's starting to get somewhere now. We started this project from scratch months ago, and so now it's starting to gain a little bit of steam. It's starting to look like stuff, And then,
which
of
is
course,
good because I'm excited to get our demo reel out. It's been edited for months.
Right. So that'll get there.
Just
and
need 6 seconds of animation, and then we're good to go.
It only takes months. So
right.
Thursday, Redshift Live. If you missed last week's Redshift Live, it was on Wednesday, which is a little different than usual, but you would have seen Tokyo Megaplex on there talking about his new piece, which actually got selected as a staff pick on Vimeo, which is awesome.
Congrats, dude.
What the count's up to on that?
I don't know. I'll look. You keep talking.
Or he can just tell us. He's in the chat. Yeah. Tokyo Megaplex says Merc is secretly Paul Babb.
Maybe.
So, what else?
I mean, you've never seen Merc and Paul Babb in the same room, so
that's true. That's true. 40K, he says.
40K. Wow,
40K.
dude.
That's
great.
Cool. So, I had protection tag issues this week.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really weird. I had a scene where I had set everything up perfectly, and then I hit protect, but I was in parallel camera, so I couldn't see the things moving on the Z.
Oh, right.
Because and I hit the protection tag, and I never noticed it. And so I did all these templates. I saved all these multiple files. Everything was all set. Put files in read-only mode. Did all this stuff, right? And then I'm working, and I'm like, hey, where did this piece go? Wait, there's other pieces missing. What's going on? And I tracked it down to that. For some reason, I hit the protection tag, and all of a sudden, it just freaks out, and pieces go all over the place. And I don't understand what it is. There's no keyframes. So I'm like, isn't that defeating the purpose of a protection tag to lock something in place?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there. It just makes things randomly move around, and I don't know why. So I took the protection tags off because it made more sense to just not use them.
Did you then set keyframes on everything just to make sure that they don't move? I
did not, because there's so many pieces. But honestly, we have the templates saved in so many various forms at this point that I'm just you just go grab another template from another project if something's nudged or screwed up. So protection tags. Let's see what else is going on this week. XP caches and naming convention. This is something I wanted to talk about. So you've done caches before, right? Where you save them to a specific location. There's a weird thing that happens. Okay, let's say you have two emitters, right? Let's say you have an emitter, and maybe you have a sprite deal, and I don't know, whatever. But you're doing a cache. So you go to your XP cache and you tell it to save to a certain location. But say you've copied and pasted a couple emitters that were the same, but you were just, doing an emitter from two different places with all the same settings. So you copied and pasted your emitter. So you go to do the cache, and what happens? It says you have a duplicate name, so can't cache this.
Okay.
Really? Duplicate name? Because what it's doing is it's taking every individual thing, the emitter and the sprite and all that. It's making a folder for the individual pieces that it's caching. Right,
and if they're the same name, then it's just going to... I gotcha. I'm with you.
Which it's fine if it has the same name in Cinema. Why wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be easy just to say, okay, add a _01 to this because it has the same name? Why do you have to go through? You have to comb through and go change all of these names. Because I have a thing where I set up these emitters and I copied and pasted a bunch of them and the sprites and all these different pieces and some, different modifiers that access different things in different groups. And then I get that set and I copy and paste that. And then I make other changes with another version that's slightly different. But then all the naming is just the same because I copied and pasted. But then I have to go in and change all of these names just because of the cache.
Why are you copying and pasting and not just control dragging? Because anytime you control drag, it adds an additional 1 or 2 or 3.
Well, it would do that to my XP system, of course, but it doesn't do it to everything underneath, to my emitters and sprites and all the other stuff. Those names don't change.
Yeah, they do.
It would just add 0.01 to the master XP system.
Which is still fine, right? When you're rendering it out, because they've all got different names.
The stuff underneath the name doesn't change.
Oh, right.
Your emitter
Yeah,
names and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
don't change.
yeah.
But I'm just like, on XP's part, on X Particles, don't you think they could just write a script that says add or assign a value? It's going by what you have named it in the scene, which I think is weird, instead of some sort of ID.
Right.
It's just, so if you're doing that, just make sure that you're naming everything completely unique, or else you're not going to be able to cache correctly.
Right.
What else? I learned about Windows startup stuff. I know that there is startup options on Windows, but I never realized, of course, because I'm still a Windows noob, that you can just hit the start menu and type startup, and you get the little menu of what's in your startup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's actually, all it is actually a tab within Task Manager, right?
Yeah.
But it has the name of it, the publisher, the status, and also has something called Startup Impact. So Startup Impact, you can sort, and you can say what has the highest startup impact, and you can disable certain things if you don't want them.
Disable Microsoft OneDrive.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. You saw Penny's issues with that, right? With in the Slack with
disable Razor Synapse.
Files and Cinema not working because they're on
disable Skype.
Right? I kind of leave Skype up, but like Autodesk is in there, and Adobe Creative Cloud, I guess has to be on, but some of the other stuff.
I got a bone to pick with Autodesk. Like, seriously, can we not just get one uninstaller that will uninstall everything?
That would be
like, I literally had to go through. I spent an entire day uninstalling stuff from Autodesk. Yeah. Like, all the little stuff here and there, and it's like, oh, it's so ridiculous.
Have you seen, like, it basically just pokes holes in everything. Look, I got this stupid Akamai net session client, and that kind of makes me upset too, because I had to install this stupid Akamai uploader thing to deliver a file to somebody, and it installs in your Chrome. And when you uninstall, I immediately uninstalled it in Chrome, and of course it's still sitting here running some Akamai crap every time I start up, and I'm just like, I hate Windows. And then there's two things at the bottom called program that are enabled. I'm like, what are those? What is program? And there's no way to see what it is. You can't see, like, it doesn't link back to whatever program it is. You it's kind of a different concept, but man, that's some crap.
I want to do a side-by-side comparison and post it on Twitter.
Man. All right. Anyway, we gave enough attention to that video.
That was a fun little tangent.
Man. So, what else do I have here? Okay, I continued my Sunday learning by continuing to work on that same scene. And so what I decided to do yesterday was take a break from the Mocha tracking stuff that I did last week in my special effects. I figured I would move over to the robot itself, because I've never designed a robot. I'm not good at rigging. I don't know why I always have so much trouble with rigging. There are some things I don't quite get.
Same here. Like, I tried to rig a whole character just to see how easy it was, and it was like I could understand it and get the things to move, but like then the weighting on everything just looked real bad.
Yeah. Now, luckily, I'm not doing skinning, so the weighting isn't as much of a deal, because it's more about the individual robot parts. It's all mechanical. So, I am going to use Merck's. What was it called?
Topoform?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started basically with my basic robot shape. I went through some reference files and figured out kind of how I wanted the legs and stuff to be laid out. And I just did basic shapes, put them together, figured out how to get the different joints and stuff working all together with it, and figured out how to do just a simple IK chain. I'm not doing any skinning stuff. But I got it working, and I got the wireframe there. Of course, I posted a silly dancing robot GIF on Slack. And so I got them working, and so now it's time to actually build the robot around the skeleton And I started a little bit last night, and I got through some of the main torso, and it's looking pretty good. Of course, I'm doing a lot of greebly stuff and displacement, and it's pretty good, I guess. It's my first robot. I feel good about it being my first robot. So that's my next step, and then I'll hop back over. But it's my Sunday thing. It's my church now. It's my Sunday learning church, and so I'll continue doing that. I'm not really doing it live or anything because it's just like sometimes I just want to put my headphones on, and it's hard to model and make stuff live, especially when you're screwing up half the time, and experimenting. If people saw me trying to cobble together that rig yesterday, they'd be shaking their head because I'm just not a character rigger. Never have been. But again, it's about going out of your way, like to like out of your comfort zone, doing something that'll, hopefully help you when you get a gig in the future, or you get a potential gig in the future, and say, yeah, I can do that. So
yeah, totally.
So in the live streams I mentioned that Liam, by the way, he just got one of those emails. Before
the wonderful
show.
emails.
Have you considered adding animation to your site? I really like your site. So you know what he did?
I know what he did.
He sent him his demo reel, and he said, "Yeah,
can you
do you
create
think
something like this?"
Yeah,
I think that's hilarious.
I'm waiting to see if they actually reply. So
well, we've got a Brograph Slack Kickstarter going right now to fund them like recreating something from Liam's reel. We're all like throwing in $5 to see.
Really?
I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh man, that's really cool. I want to see what they come up with. I bet it will look similar to that video we just watched. So
I'm still watching it right now, dude. It's awful.
Man. All right, well, let's move on to Ravcock. What's your flavor?
What's your flavor?
So we got a lot of links today. We're going to talk a lot of links, and then we're going to go into a topic and some people, and we're out. Like I said, short show. Number one, have you noticed that things with 0 scale have problems in Octane? 0 scale, like it freaks out.
Yeah.
So, it's like
you have always said stay away from 0 scale.
Yeah, if you take like even something simple like a cube, and you scale it to 0, sometimes it'll freak out. Just at something 0. Sometimes if something is 0, starts at 0 and it scales up, it will not scale. Like nothing will happen with that geometry. So you'll start rendering and the piece is missing. If you go to the second frame and then you start rendering from there, it'll be fine because it's no longer at 0 scale. And so I was having some trouble this week with X particles, and I realized I did 0 scale because I was using scale and not radius for my particles. Right. And so I had them just kind of fizzle out and go 0 scale for a certain part, and it just completely flipped it out. And I was like, oh, that's right. So I had to do like 0.0001 scale, and then like the frame before it, just turn it off. So, yeah.
Yeah, Sage said Unreal does that as well. Like crazy,
really?
Massive. Yeah.
Why is that?
In the chat. I don't know.
There should be a failsafe in there that says if it's 0, just make it not there.
Right. Right.
What else? Ravcock testing the first embedded GUI controls. This is from Ahmed's Vimeo site where he's showing the new beta versions, alpha versions of Octane. So this is about GUI controls for nodes. So usually you're on a node and you click on the node and then you have your regular adjustments, right? Let's say you're changing size and scale and things like that. Well, he's embedding the numbers for those individual settings into the node on the node. So you're looking at the node and you see scale is 1.3, Y,
Oh,
and
weird.
X, and then you can take your mouse and just go to that setting and go up or down instead of having to click on the node, then go to your attributes manager and change it there. That makes sense. So check out the video.
Yeah, that's cool.
So he's just really paying attention to a lot of those little details, which is really cool. And the French Monkey, he posted the Genesis skin controller for Cinema 4D Octane 3.08. So check that out. That looks really cool, and it makes me like want to like get into that as well. I mean, I'm getting into the character stuff. I might as well
get into some skin
check
stuff
out
as well.
That rig, yeah. Check out the skin. Lots of naked people. It's funny because you look at the stuff that like he posts as advertising images for it, and like nipples and stuff are all blanked out. You know, don't want to get.
He's European.
From
they're used to that
YouTube.
stuff.
French Monkey, what's up? You're in the
there
chat too. Nice. Yeah,
we're just talking about your nipples on your website.
We're just talking about your nipples, French Monkey. Man, really cool looking. Like, it's just I know that he spent a lot of time like researching that stuff. I've seen all the stuff on I think Facebook, like some of the tests and stuff like that. So, let's see. That's it for Ravcock, really. We have a ton of links to talk about today, though. Number one, this is kind of something that arose from Tokyo Megaplex discussing where to get 3D people.
Okay.
I think we've talked about it before. I've kind of searched for it before, and I was like, oh, do we have a library somewhere we can access? Is there anything like in the content browser? Like, where can we get people?
Okay, people. Yeah.
You know, those kind of like 3D scans of people that you can put in stuff, not necessarily like posable people, because that would be, you know, other sources. There's many, and a lot of people use what is it? Is it Poser or Daz? Daz 3D.
Yeah, Daz 3D.
I think it's Daz. I think that the French Monk uses, right? I thought I saw Daz in that video, but I didn't know what it was.
Sage says he knows places. Where is it, Sage? Where do we go?
Yeah. So that discussion happened, and Tokyo has his list, and then he got a couple other different sources. Billy's implying you need anything more than Big Man 02 from the content browser. Yeah. So the list is renderpeople.com, humanalloy.com, 10 spelled out TEN, and then the numbers 24.info. And let's see, 3ddigitaldoubles.com.
Sage said AXYZ.
AXYZ.
Yeah.
All right. I just wish, I kind of wish you could just
definitely not
buy a pack.
AXYZ.com.
We bought a couple for that little thing we did for Christmas, and I just wish you could get like $100 pack with like 1,000 people in it. That's my price point.
AXYZ design.
No, not 1,000 people. That's too many. I would like 100 people for $100.
That's like $1 a person.
It's like $1 a person. All right, so there's that. Then we've got Vimeo video. It's, you know, those Disney rendering videos that are all above everybody's heads most of the time that we love to watch because it's pretty amazing stuff that they're working on, like the snow and sand stuff and all that.
Yeah.
I think this one isn't necessarily new, but it came up this week because this is about the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, a fine particle in cell method. So there's particle in cell method. There's a fine, I guess that's how you say it, particle in cell method. Apparently it's something that is within Houdini, has been in Houdini, but you know, you do hear of, like when you're in RealFlow, right? You hear about what are the different methods. It's a lot of that is in RealFlow too. You have the different methods that you can use to simulate liquids. Gosh, I can't remember half of them at this point, but this one is not one that I have seen in any Cinema 4D plugins. I think this is like kind of a more advanced deal. I don't think it's in X particles or anything, but it's so accurate. That's the first thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
like doing Jello and doing what else?
The water looks kind of
Yeah, but you should see the water, because my whole thing with water is that I always feel like it's too globular. So they have kind of a sprinkler or a fountain head that's producing kind of a sheet of water, and you see it with all the other engines. It's either too heavy and it doesn't come out correctly, it's not weighted correctly, or you see all those weird bubbly things in there. Billy says sops, mops, vops, but there's also I don't know why I can't figure it out right now. My head is completely blank, as usual. I have a link to it here, though. I'm going to bring it up. So, what else is there? There's lava in there. There's some flaming
the lava looked really
things. Cool. Let's see. I'm trying to find it right now. Here it is. And this will actually have the names of the different types of
flip,
calculations.
RPic, APic.
Flip.
Yeah. Flip fluids and stuff.
You got flip fluids. Yeah. And the other one is pick, and then APic is what they call this one, basically. So.
Oh, yeah, that does look nice.
It's that you don't have a lot of the stray particles.
Yeah.
You know? Like one of the things is that they do a piece of cloth and then they put ice cream in it.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
Which is amazing. What they're showing on this one particular particle example, if I can find it, the water one. Here's the water one. It's flowing out. It looks correct. It just doesn't look blobular. Flip fluids always look blobular to me, and I always feel like it doesn't look right. And then there's the one after that, after the water, shows with flip, you still get like stray particles going everywhere. And every time I run a sim like that, I'm like, well, that wouldn't happen in real life. You wouldn't have them like spraying out in the middle of nowhere with just sand or something. It doesn't happen that way. And so this just looks super, like, completely natural to me. I think, again, this is something that's probably been in Houdini forever, you know, but...
Yeah, APic is implemented in Side Effects Houdini since version 15. It's called Swirly Kernel in the Flip Fluid Solver.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
Wow, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm like, why can't they bring that to cinema? Because I would love to mess with that. It really looks like it's going to be the way of the future.
2 years ago.
Way of the future. Way of the future. I hadn't heard of it because I'm not a Houdini person, and I'm barely even into Sims at this point. So, anyway, the Slack has a channel called Make Windows Suck Less. If you listen to the show, we came up with that kind of on the fly in the show, and there's always great resources in there. And the one that I installed yesterday that I really like is called Quick Look for Windows. Because coming from Mac, I always want to hit the freaking space bar to quick view anything. And just say, oh, let's look at this picture. And just, you always have to double click on it and it opens. And sometimes it says, what program do you want to open this in? Or it's Photoshop and it has to sit there and open Photoshop to view it. And I'm like, nope, I just want Quick Look.
Now, is this any better than Seer? Have you used Seer?
I don't know. Is it like Seer? Like for Seer?
S-E-E-R.
Seer. Now this one's pretty great, but I don't know what Seer does. But there'll be a link to that in the show notes. And of course, EJ wrote this in the Slack. Rick and Morty is getting 70 new episodes. We just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
70. They're going to be in syndication after that. So
yeah, dude, it's super exciting.
Awesome. I'm glad.
I hope that, you know, what's his name was able to get some serious like money from that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And this is also a little bit off topic, but somebody posted this, I think, in random this week. And Google did that demo of an assistant, like a Google Assistant making a phone call to a real person.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, that is. Like, I'm getting to the point now where people are calling and leaving voicemails and stuff. Like, they're robocalls.
Yeah.
But, like, they're recordings of robocalls of real people. So you don't know whether they're, like, legit or not. You know, they're doing everything they possibly can in order to fool you. That's
I always start
scary,
talking,
knowing that like I could say, you know, hey Siri, call my haircut place and have them schedule something. Oh,
yeah, you don't know
now
what
my
she's
phone's
saying to
going
them.
off. Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't know what she's saying.
Yeah,
She may be
she can
cussing them
barely
out.
understand me,
I
let
know.
alone
It
you know
won't be
what someone
Siri.
else is saying.
No, it won't be Siri that does it.
No,
Siri's
she's
the worst.
horrible.
Yeah. If you're watching Silicon Valley right now, it just makes it even more scary.
Oh yeah, I'll need to watch it.
So the next item in the links is a Unity thing. This is interesting to me. I don't know much about it, and I just saw it. And one of the things that I think of with Unity is, do they have something that's kind of like Mograph, where you can do clones and stuff like that, and primitives. And
is that this ray marching thing?
Yeah, there's ray marching, and I don't know much about it, but I saw it, and it's like, instead of using geometry, you're basically like using primitives and doing like MoGraph type stuff with cloners. And I haven't had a chance to dive into it because I do have Unity installed on here, but just that's way down on the list at this point.
Yeah.
But for your reference, if you're ever looking for something like that, if you're diving into Unity.
It looks really neat.
And then I'm also a member of this group on Facebook that is just for cheese grater Macs, right? And, upgrading them and modding them and all of that. And somebody posted a really cool guide that they built in there. It's called the Definitive Classic Mac Pro Upgrade Guide, 2006 through 2012.
Jeez.
And so it's just everything you need to know about that. He's still kind of spot checking it. He's getting people in the group to check it out, but there'll be a link to that. So like, if you want to either upgrade what you have or maybe take something old and start using it again or whatever, check that out because it gives really good tips.
The 2009 Mac Pro shares an identical motherboard with the 2010 model. With a firmware update, you can use newer CPUs and upgrade to Mac OS 10.12 or 10.13. So that's neat. Yeah. So I could upgrade my Mac.
Yeah. Get some more mileage out of it. I'm telling you, man. I mean, I still use mine as a server. I don't really work on it anymore, but I use it as a server. I use it to export a lot of video stuff and all that, and it's still great. And it's 9 years old. Yeah. So, I mean, just think about what it takes to have a 9-year-old computer that's still running pretty dang strong.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't have any 9-year-old PCs laying around. That's for true.
Well, you didn't have a PC 9 years ago.
Well, I still had some PCs kind of sitting around. Look at the render nodes that I bought a few years back. I mean,
but you turned one of those into a machine for your daughter. Yeah, you know, an Oculus Rift machine.
Yeah, only because I had a nice 980 Ti to put in it. But
right, that was in your Mac that you weren't using.
Yeah. There's a great Game of Thrones season 7 breakdown that is similar to the one last week with Lost in Space.
I love VFX breakdowns. They're so cool. It's like they like watching this stuff. It makes you think that like you can actually accomplish this. Like watching TV shows and stuff that are just so ridiculous. It's and so intricate. You're like, how in the world would you do that? A few years ago at NAB, I saw what was his name? What's his name? Gareth Edwards speak at the Adobe booth. It was so funny because the Adobe booth was so tiny. You know, back then, like in comparison to what it is now, it was probably about the size, maybe a little bit bigger than the Maxon booth, you know. But like he was up there and he was speaking about his movie Monster or Monsters or whatever. And I was maybe one of 6 people sitting in the audience. And like, you know, that he was going to blow up like he did to go and do like films like Godzilla and Rogue One, you know. And it's like he was showing off just simple ways of taking 3D stuff and then, you know, building it into your environment, and he made it look so easy. So I don't know. These breakdown things are so cool. It's a lot like that.
And I like them better than 3D breakdowns, to tell you the truth. I like seeing how people build stuff in 3D and like time lapses and stuff, but I feel like I really get more out of watching a VFX breakdown on compositing.
Yeah.
So, and David Ariev, there's an article on NewOrleansVideoServices.com. That's an interesting name. An interview with 3D motion designer David Ariev. So check out that article. And then there is a great link to a Guardians of UI. So this is Territory Studio talking about Avengers Infinity War.
Oh, man. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
No spoilers, but man, I think this one and Thor Ragnarok are probably my favorite ones that of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's
Ragnarok seems like a made-up word to me. Every time I hear it, it sounds like you're saying something backwards. Or something, or like is it an acronym for something?
No.
Like Rothelmau?
Right.
Is it Rothelmau?
It's Norse mythology. Ragnarok is a series of future events, including a great battle foretold to ultimately result in the death of a number of major figures. It's Norse mythology.
Sounds fake to me.
Wow. All right. Yeah, so Ragnarok is like the Norse rapture. There you go. Okay. Their equivalent of it. So, but man, have you seen Thor Ragnarok?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, because I'm behind on the movies, and so now I have this chart, and I'm trying to watch everything in the right order.
I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to watch. I don't think you need to watch all those. Yeah, I don't think you need to watch anything else to enjoy Thor Ragnarok. Like I'd seen maybe half. I've seen the first Thor movie maybe once.
I haven't seen.
I didn't see the second one. I didn't see the second one at all.
I'm really behind on all that.
Yeah, the third one, like, you don't need to know anything, really, like because they don't have any details for any of the other movies. I don't think.
And I haven't seen Black Panther.
Yeah, I haven't seen Black Panther either. I need to see that. It's on my list as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray.
See, Sage says you need to see Ragnarok and maybe Black Panther to enjoy Infinity War.
See, I didn't see Black Panther, but I enjoyed Infinity War. Like I was able to. I don't know.
Billy says you don't need to see any Thor movies other than 3 TBH.
To be honest, yes, it's true. It's totally true.
Okay. TBH to be honest.
To be honest, yeah.
I'm not hip to the kids' lingo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Raid Zero says you need to see Justice League.
I do need to see Justice League. I need to see all of the things.
No.
I mean, why not? All right, let's move on to some email social. This is from TMD in the Slack channel. He says, I'm in a Dutch videographer Facebook page. I don't use After Effects all that much, but if I understand correctly, someone made a database where you and others can store expressions. Because AE doesn't store them. Anyways, it's free and you can check it out here. It might be useful. exdb.filmage.nl/user/login.php.
You need a login in order to log in. Or you need a register.
Yeah, but I think you can sign up, right? I think I don't know, maybe. I noticed that too, but I thought you could register. But that's really good because have you ever tried to find an expression to do something? It's kind of just a mess.
Yeah, no, even expressions that I've already written. Like I have to go back anytime I want to do automatic mouth movements in After Effects. I have to go back to my tutorial that I did 3 years ago.
Yeah. So
because I can never remember the exact expression that I wrote with it.
I'm the same way, and then I'll look something up and I see like 10 different ways to do it. And I'm like, well, which one is right? And I always end up, every time I go down a rabbit hole like that, I always end up on what is it? Digital, what is it?
Oh,
cow, something
creative, cow. Creative Cow? Or
Creative Cow. And it's just such a terrible looking website, and the threads are just such a mess. But it's been around forever, and there's so many people still using that. Like, I swear nobody actually gets on there except to troubleshoot things on the internet. But Um, G-Rant says, hey, anyone know the difference between the TrueMedic 2000 and the 3000? I believe Dave Cross is Veronica.
Oh,
he said,
the fact that this was even a question is ridiculous.
Yeah. I believe that Dave's Veronica is the 3000 series. You're correct.
It is the 3000 series, yes.
I don't know the difference.
Sadly, I know that.
But Veronica was really working the knots this week, I got to tell you. Wow. She got in there good. I'm almost bruised.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We're going to we'll have to bring ours to SIGGRAPH with us.
Yeah. Put little name tags on them. Hello, right. My name is.
That's hilarious.
And then Pedro Ramos said, hey guys, just an idea for the podcast, analyzing motion graphics pieces from a technical perspective. Something similar to Beeple's People, but using video from other artists. It'd be cool to listen to you break down the titles, music video, etc. And I like the idea. And I really, in fact, when Nick Campbell was on the show, I told him I really miss the little breakdown things that they did. Because they did as like a separate video podcast, but it only had like 2 or 3 episodes. So they would like go through something and kind of guess how they would break it down. And one of the points that came up is, of course, on the podcast, that'd be kind of hard to do because people listen. And
on a podcast, but like something like this live stream stuff that we're doing, it'd be easy.
Yeah, we could do like a separate live stream for that or something. Or, it could be because Brograph breakdowns, we don't do stuff on there that often. We can make it a Brograph breakdown. And that was my original intent, actually, with Brograph breakdowns, is for us to do that and then to also break down our own stuff as like a behind the scenes. So we've really kind of only done our own stuff. I think if we did that, we could do that live, and then we could put it into the Brograph breakdown playlist. Because what Nick said is he preferred doing the 5-second projects and stuff. He didn't really plan on going back into that. So it's a good idea. I know that we do it with Beeple's People, but it's kind of just like one thing, and I don't want to get too video centric on an audio podcast. So we'll do that.
You know what would be interesting if we expanded Beeple's People to include people who tried to rip off Beeple's style. And like it's that. Like they are Beeple's People now because they're ripping off Beeple's style.
There's got to be a good rhyme for that. Beeple's
sheeple.
Yeah, Beeple's sheeple.
There you go.
And that I believe covers that. So yeah, we'll definitely think about doing that. So, all right, topic. Oh.
Gav Grant said so. Most of Instagram.
Yeah, so most of Instagram.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much people copying out there.
All
right, let's get to our topic.
All right, what's our topic? I don't think you told me about it.
Yeah, it's in the notes.
Yeah.
Doing what you love, loving what you do, but it's more about being happy in doing that and making money doing what you love. But is it possible? Is it worth it? Because I hear people saying, "Oh, just do what you love, and the money will come." Right? That's
different. Okay. Okay. I don't like people who say, just do what you love and the money will be there. No, it's you. If you do what you love, you'll have to live a certain lifestyle, which you may or may not love. Like,
exactly.
For example, like you can be a starving musician, a starving artist musician who loves playing gigs every night and, going to the bar and hanging out with friends and stuff and making $150 most for playing a gig, every night. And you'll live very poorly, you'll drive a beater car. I'm speaking from experience because this was
it's
my
funny
life
you say this because I literally have this as the example in my notes.
Yeah. So it's like, if you want to live a certain way and just, be happy, do whatever you want, but so do what you love. Right. But you also, so me, for example, I guess not just
Mhm.
me, we are to a point now where we're doing what we love. Yes.
Mhm.
But we know that we will be stuck at a certain income level,
Right.
or a certain style of living
There's
if we
certain things
keep
we have to
doing
do.
what
Yeah.
we are doing. So,
Right.
we can't tell you, but we're working on something more that will help us, get to a higher level and still do the things that we love. So, what
Right.
I'm trying to say basically is like, doing things, yes, you can do the things you love, but if you have a mindset of like, oh, I'm just doing what I love, the money will come,
Mhm.
that's the wrong way to think about it. You got to think, I'm doing what I love, and how can I continue doing, what can I do more of in order to continue doing what I love? And I don't know, does that make sense?
But it's about a balance.
I feel like
too.
I'm going in
Yeah, because like French Monkey says, the money will come, but the thing about it is, at what point are certain things not worth it? Like my example, which is the same as yours, is the starving musician.
Yeah.
But let's say the starving musician becomes a rock star,
Mhm.
right? And then realizes that there's more stress in maintaining the rock star status.
Mhm.
And instead of making millions, maybe he would like to make $100,000 a year as a studio musician and have free time on the side to go play golf or something. You know what I mean? Like there's also this happiness balance that goes in there. So think back when you were younger, right? So when you were 16, for us, that's like the 90s, right?
16,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so it's the 90s. So think back to a time when Adam Sandler was cool, okay? And you're
Wait, you're telling me Adam Sandler is not cool anymore?
I'm going to make some motion. This would be his.
All right, I'm gonna sit back and just let you do this because I'm excited to see it.
No, I don't have much more to say to that. If he were making motion graphics, a movie about motion graphics, he'd be, I'm going to take the cloner object and move it into Mr. Cloning Object. It's like that's everything he ever
better.
does. Yeah. No, Houdini is better.
Radial cloner is better. No, arrays are better. That was so stupid. Sorry. I apologize to everyone listening to that.
Stop looking at me, Sphere.
Right. That was good. That was good. Right. I like that.
So, anyway, freaking Adam Sandler tangent. Okay, so think back to that time and think back on what you wanted to do. So if somebody asked you what you wanted to do back then, you would kind of be like, here's what I want to do in the future.
At 16? What do you want to do? I don't know.
For some people, I wanted to go into video. I knew that.
Yeah.
But even if you had an answer to that, it's probably not exactly what you're doing right now. Even if it is similar, like I wanted to do video. I want to be a director, right? Well, I'm not a video director. I'm not directing movies, and nor do I have any desire to do that anymore.
Yeah. I do. I still have a desire to do that, but like
movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to direct cartoons or short films or full lengths and stuff like that, but I can't do it. I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to live poorly and do it. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
I would say that most people probably aren't doing what they thought they would do at that age, and maybe you are, and that's great. But like a lot of us don't know where we're going to end up in the future. And I love what I do, but like you and I didn't even know what the technology was going to be when we got to this point. We couldn't even dream up that we would be making animations on laptops that were high quality. Back then, like that was unheard of. You could barely do anything with video with a standard laptop. So there's a point where I was also that I thought I was doing what I wanted to do, but you and I were working for the man and we were doing animations. It's like we were doing the thing we wanted to do, but just not in the right way. Right. Like if when I was a kid, I wanted to be in video, but I also loved animation. I watched stuff on how 3D animation was made. I couldn't even fathom. I was in second grade. I had no idea how to get to that point. And if you would have told me then that you would be where I would be in 2011, I would have thought like it was the coolest thing in the world, making 3D logos and listening to music and
yeah, totally
all day and podcasts and all that other stuff. But we were doing that stuff, but I wasn't happy. I'm pretty sure that you weren't at the time either.
Oh, when we were working together?
Yeah, making crappy 3D logos.
I mean, the work was easy, you know, and the work was fun when you didn't get upper management involved. Right. You know, when you got to be creative, that was cool. You know,
you did a good project sometimes.
Me getting laid off was probably the best thing that ever happened to both of us, you know, because it totally changed the direction. Like I probably would have been happy staying in that job for a while up until, you know, something eventually happened to Brograph and stuff, you know,
but something has
Motion, but yeah,
something has to push you in that direction. And I think that pushed us in that direction. It always seems like for a lot of people who have success stories, there's an incident or a thing that just you can't take it anymore, and it's time for you to do that thing you wanted to do. But
yeah, totally.
You know, we both met for the first time, and immediately we're like, well, someday we should totally do a tutorial site. I've been thinking about that. You've been thinking about that. We both said we would someday love to speak at the Maxon booth. That was like our thing.
It's funny. Like we always put it's the stupid. it's the what is it? What is it? The wish. The secret.
The secret.
Yeah. Where we'd put it out into the air. You know. Oh man, could you imagine how many hits we'd get on a tweet if we got, or on a tutorial if we get retweeted by Maxon or something, or if we get retweeted by Otoy, and it's like all that stuff kept on happening. Oh man, it'd be great to speak at Maxon, you know, at the Maxon. It'd be cool
if we were on the sidebar of the links on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. And Sage put us up there, and it's like, I don't know, like I'm not saying we're successful in any way, shape, or form, you know, but we got 19 people watching us right now. So, like, really, yeah, I know, big baller.
Billy said my work trash can Mac froze on me one Sunday night, and I put my notice in the following morning. There's more to that story, obviously, but weird stuff leads to better opportunities.
Yeah.
So,
the last job that I had, basically the owner, our whole department was being run by the sales guy, and so he said, I overheard a conversation that said, if they don't pull this off, this big job, you know, doing 3ds Max and V-Ray, two things that I only just knew a little bit about, you know. Well, I knew plenty of V-Ray, but I didn't know a lot about 3ds Max. They said they were going to fire me, and I walked in and I was like, all right, I'm giving my 2 weeks. Peace out.
Take care of it for you. You and I, though, we literally created the job that we wanted. What we wanted to do with the tutorials, what we wanted to do on a daily basis with our own company, and it's not an easy thing to do. It takes a really long time. It's still not easy.
No,
but it pushed us in the right direction, and we just decided to go out and do it, and things started happening. And you're right. It is kind of like the secret. You know?
And it's not. It's you know, it's fun some days. It's not. Some of it's not fun. You know, like when you're slow and, you know, you've got work coming in, or you've got invoices that are late, or you know, and you need to make payroll and stuff. That's not fun. It's not fun. You know, that's the part of the job that you have to begrudgingly get through, you know, in order to do the things that you like.
What I consistently think of is the fact that people say do what you love and everything's just going to work out like perfect, or, you know, that's what they make it sound like. But it's like, well, you may do what you love and make money for it, but are you going to be happy doing what you love? Because you can still do what you love and not be happy. Maybe you get to that point and then you're like, oh, I thought this was going to fulfill me, you know, but maybe you're not happy because you don't have enough free time, you know? Maybe you don't have enough time to even spend the money you're making because of it, you know?
Yeah.
Or you can't have a social life, or you're living to work because you love work so much, but that's fine. But like if that's all you want to do, so maybe you're doing what you love. You're not making enough money. Some people do what they love and they don't make enough money.
Yeah.
Which is also a problem.
In the chat, Ina Dow, I think I said your name correctly. They said, isn't it really about being your own boss? And like to that point, yeah, for us, totally. It was about being our own boss. For others, they may be happy doing what they love, working for another company, like not having to deal with where's the money coming in and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Windows just decided to reset for no reason, And
I'm glad that
it's
that's not the
updating.
computer you're on right now.
No, I actually chose for it to do it. It's my Slack machine. It's the the machine that I use for my Slack and my calendar, which is funny because it's a Mac. And that's all about all it's good for. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But when you look at happiness, though, some people, in order to achieve happiness, they want money or they want family, or some people choose religion to fill that happiness void. And some people never even find the thing that makes them happy. And maybe you thought money would make you happy and you're wrong, or maybe you thought that doing what you love would make you happy. But then, the stress of maintaining being your own boss is ironically making you unhappy. The half of the day that you spend working on paperwork in order to then go do the things that you want to do for a living, to do the part that you love, you end up running out of time. And I think happiness may be a balance that you have to find between money and free time. Maybe all the money in the world isn't going to work for you. The cliche "money can't buy happiness" thing.
I think it can. I think it can
certainly
up to
helps.
A certain point. Yeah,
it certainly helps.
Yeah,
I think millions of dollars certainly help.
Like I would love to travel the world, but I can't do that without money.
Right. I mean, you could.
can buy
you
some.
can hitchhike across Europe or something, but yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Kubernetes.
You
guys are hilarious.
Great cereal said Kubernetes makes me happy. Billy says money can buy you Kubernetes. So I gave you this starving musician, or we both gave the starving musician analogy or whatever. So coming back around to the childhood dreams thing, though, like I personally wanted to do video and animation, and again, I never really imagined that it would happen out this way, because there's no way to imagine that back then. So working for the man didn't make me happy, even though I would have killed for that as a kid, like doing what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I had the skills and the job, and I wasn't happy. So I guess my solution is to make yourself a job that uses those skills, but then also fits your lifestyle and makes you happy. So it's not just like financial, but like however everything works. We had those skills in 3D, and we were technically on paper doing what we wanted to do, but we had to find a different way to utilize the skills that we already knew we were good at. So, people were surprised when I quit my job. I don't understand how they didn't realize I was miserable, but I was miserable for a really long time, and I kept doing it because it's like I have to pay the bills, and you were already gone, and I was pissed off about that because you got laid off with no warning, and like we were on a really good path, and we worked well together, and I had not the best salary. It was an okay salary that I had worked up over the years. Beautiful office. You had a good office too.
I did. I don't care about that anymore.
Right. Like all I need is a laptop and a desk, and a mouse,
and a widescreen monitor.
I don't even do that half the time. I sit in front of this monitor when I actually sit down here instead of like at Starbucks or something. I'm like, yeah, this monitor is the best ever.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I got Skype, I got a web page, I got my Audition, all in one thing. Like, and I can see it all perfectly.
And you can do the little snap thing, and you put, and you
I don't know how I would live without these.
Oh man, the ultra wide is the best.
Yeah,
but everybody, it's so weird because everybody thought that I was happy at that job. The the people that were there. That's why it was like such a
but
it,
like
threw a wrench,
I
and they
don't
were
think
so surprised.
anyone was happy at that job.
No, nobody was, but they were surprised when I put in my notice.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Wait, what? Wait, but you're what? What?" Like some people actually laughed and thought it was a joke that someone else was playing, like
Yeah.
a manager was playing on them. He's like, "No, I'm actually serious."
Yep. And you
And-
got that job because I turned down the job that I was like, so 3 months,
the next job.
3 months after I got laid off.
Well, I'm talking about the job.
Oh, you're
we
talking
were
about the next
at.
job. Okay.
Yeah, the next job, yeah, you did get me because you turned it down. And I was like, I want that job. I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so ready to get out. But it was monotonous sometimes. Sometimes we do cool stuff. I didn't like doing stupid things that didn't make sense for other people, and hated the commute. The commute was just grueling. And both my last jobs.
I've thought about like if I ever go back to, a real job, that's going to be the worst thing in the world is a commute.
When your commute, and no, there's no way. When your commute is from the bedroom to the den or something, that's the best. Yeah. With a pit stop at the kitchen for a coffee.
Yeah, dude, this new house that I'm moving into, once we get into it, eventually, finally, like literally my kid's school, he's no longer in daycare, so I don't have that drive in the morning. I take him to school, a 2-minute walk from our house. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So I guess solutions. There's always like we have these discussions. We're like, what's the solution? I don't know.
I don't think it's each to their own. To each their own. Each to their own.
But what you want
to do, I will do. Brograph cribs. Yeah.
What you want to be happy though changes.
Yeah, but like, what is happiness to each person? To us, to me and you, it's success. It's to be able to, afford the fun plugins and toys and stuff like that, and be able to not have a commute and still spend time with our families and still make the same amount of money that we've been working at any job, or presenting at these places and stuff, getting our names out there and stuff like that. That's all success. That's happiness to us, right? To anyone else, it could be, I just want to work a regular 9-to-5 job and not get paid a salary, not have to work extra hours, and
be creative,
to be able to create, to be creative. Like Barton's got some people working for him at ABC who I'm sure are super happy. That's a great place to work because it's a great like life, balance, work-life balance there.
And he believes in that.
And yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You may want to go work for a place and like that's what you get to do, or you may want to go work for yourself and work extra hours and be cool with that and stuff.
You don't have to worry about where the next paid role is coming from and all
Some
of that.
people just like playing music on the weekends, and that's how they live. To each their own. But
you can't say, "Well, I'm an animator now, so I guess I'm doing what I love."
Right.
Done.
Right.
You might not be happy. So
yeah, exactly. Like I'm like, to me, what I would love to be doing is technically not what we're doing right now. What I would love to be doing is making cartoons and making funny videos and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, we did technically do the one for Christmas,
right.
And that was really fun to do, until it was stressful, and then it wasn't fun to do.
Well, then you need that extra income so that you can do that for fun.
And I'm not the best at rigging. I'm not the best at fur. I'm not the best at this stuff. But if I could put the team together, and I had enough money in order to do that, that's where I want to be. And I'm still working my way. Soon, my friends. Maybe.
Okay. So again, you can forge your own path, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
You can work super hard and get there, but you also have to think about forging the balance part of it too, as a separate path, because you might get somewhere and not think about the balance. You might be like, okay, I'm going to go do this thing to be happy. And you go do that. And then you realize you didn't forge the balance on the way. And then you get to the end and you're like, well, I'm not happy because now I don't have the balance. And now I got to start over. Now I got to go find something else that I want to do, that I love doing,
Yeah.
you know, and go that route. And I've seen some really amazing success stories of people that were contract, you know, they broke off, they went contract and they killed it. And then I've also seen some people that just didn't like the business end of it at all.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to do the art, and then they realized that, you know, handling sales and payroll made them nuts, and they made it or whatever as far as motion graphics. But having to work half of your time doing that paperwork can, you know, really put a damper on things if you're not the type of person that is okay with that. Honestly, half the time I actually kind of like doing the clerical work. You know, or organizing.
Sometimes I do.
Things.
Like, I really like seeing money coming in and money going into the bank account. I don't know.
Yeah, that part of it.
I do enjoy
Not
money.
the going out part, though.
I like money. I've got a little bit of it. I'd like for there to be more. That's where you come into play. Yeah, exactly. Raid Zero said, work 6 months, Las Vegas and Disney World for the rest. That's my balance. That is totally my balance. Yeah.
There you go. So it's possible to make your own job out of thin air, but you know, you got to have discipline. You got to do a lot of work, especially in the beginning for years. But you have to take time for yourself in there, and you go crazy. And I always feel like I'm never doing enough. That's my issue. And sometimes I'm not doing enough. Sometimes I am lazy, but it's always been my deal is like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I should be working more. I should be working right now. You know, I sit down and watch a movie. I should be working right now. And you know, I'm also easily distracted by memes and stuff. So, you know, it's like, there's some dank memes. Oh, wait, I should be working.
I've recently had like a stint of, you know, unmotivation of, you know, like not being able to get myself motivated enough. Like,
it's rough.
It is. Yeah. You know, and the projects that we're working on right now are cool. They're fun, super cool, and they're fun. And you just be creative.
Can't get into it.
And and sometimes you still can't get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you sit down, and after like an hour of not getting on Facebook and not doing anything else, and you got everything. It's like, for me, like, so much has to be perfect. I have to have a fresh thing of coffee, and I have to have this, and you know, it can't be too hot in the house, and you know, the phone can't be ringing, and I can't have to stop and start a whole bunch to go to a meeting. And then once I get into that hour, that first hour, then all of a sudden, like, the distractions have not hit me for some reason. Then I'm locked in. I'm like, no, I'm not getting on Facebook. I'm not stopping. I'm not going to the bathroom sometimes. Like, no, just keep going, keep going. And then I'm so far into it that I don't want to stop, you know. But still, then at the end of the day, I'm like, you know, if I wouldn't have stopped and take that hour nap, I could have gotten a lot more done.
Right.
And that would have gotten me ahead on the render, which would have had me ahead tomorrow.
Right.
And I shouldn't have gone out tonight. I shouldn't have taken the weekend off. I'm not delivering. I'm not shipping. I'm overpromising to myself and other people. And I end up working around the clock to compensate for what I feel are my own inadequacies sometimes, when maybe I'm being a little bit hard on myself.
Yeah.
You know, but
I like this. Ina Dow said on the chat, they said, sorry, I don't know if you're a man, woman, or child. Z, sorry, said life is experimental. There's no natural mandate to work the low points are part of the experience. The challenge is to accept the bad with the good and the lazy with the grind. I like that. That's good. Yeah, bad with the good and the lazy with the grind. I like that. So because, you know, it's sometimes like when I was working for the man and stuff like that, like I would sometimes slack off because I knew I had enough time the next day, you know?
Right.
And that's especially bad with a project that, you know, you've got 2 months on.
Right. And all of a sudden you got like a week left. You're doing it the Noseman way.
I am doing that. It's true. Yeah. And I have thought about that. I am doing it the Noseman way. I am thinking about this stuff. And, you know, while I may not be physically at the computer, I am mentally thinking about what I want to pull off.
Yeah, I do that too. So if you're going to forge your own path, just make sure you're also forging the path for the other parts of life. And what you wanted in your teens or 20s may not be like what your idea of what you want is in your 30s and 40s and going on. You know, you learn from these experiences. You learn what you're kind of tired of or what you don't want to do, and then what you do want to do and where you want to go. And to be happy, you have to figure out how you can work the way you want, still have a life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about being the rock star. It's maybe about finding something in between. So go forge your career path if you want, but don't forget to forge your happiness path at the same time, or I guarantee you're going to find yourself starting over.
Yeah, probably.
Anywho, let's people it.
People.
Yes. All right. Everybody get out your Beeple viewer of choice, and we're going to go to May 7th, year of our Lord 2018. This one is called Decommissioned Compods.
Beeple.crap.com. Who owns Beeple.com?
I don't know.
Bee pets? That's weird.
All right. You got your Beeple viewer up? I like this one.
I'm working on it.
It's a pretty cow right there.
Which day?
This would be May 7th, year of our Lord 2018.
Okay. May 7th? Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Decommissioned compods. And I have...
he's giving us a little bit of a... okay, so com obviously means communication, right?
Right.
And it's got the antennas on the top, right? So these are the communication pods that they use in order to communicate with the other... with either the ships or the other... whatchamacallits.
Right, but they're decommissioned. Keep that in mind.
Right.
So it's very possible that these maybe fell from somewhere, or you
I don't
know.
think they fell because they're in pretty good shape. They're in pretty good shape, and there's no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like these are like. Yeah.
But they were upright at one point. You would think. I mean,
you think?
They're spherical. How do you make a spherical thing without anything to hold it up? And now I feel like they were somewhere maybe floating or something.
Nah, I think they're spherical because like, it's almost like the entire thing acts as a, like, how you get a whatchamacallit, a parabola, the dish,
Yes,
like a satellite dish, and it all goes into one point.
Okay.
I think that's how this is. It like collects everything from outward, and around.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
It's all a stretch, isn't it? The texture on the hose thingies looks really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And I really like the cow. I feel like the cow's shininess. Shiny! The hipping and the hopping and the jello and the pudding and the...
Don't say it.
Shiny! Okay, so I really like the shine on the cow. But here's my thought. They're decommissioned, so I think they're being used for something else now. I think that on this planet, my thought is they're gathering methane.
Okay.
Hence the cow. And you see like the little canister down there with the, like a propane tank.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe they come on here.
Okay. So here's another theory. This is the first thing that I thought. So you got the cow there, right? And I think it's a little cow, or it's temporarily a little cow until they decide to make him a big Beeple cow, right?
Oh, okay.
And so off screen, what we're not seeing is a giant cow actually being milked by one of these decommissioned communication pods. They're being
milked, or are they being... Oh man, I don't want to know where the tube goes.
They're being milked
for methane.
Right? No, they're being milked. And they're decommissioned communications pods that have been refurbished and repurposed as milk pods. Thank you, Billy. Yes, milk pods.
Milk pods.
Yes.
I don't know, man. You think the milk or the methane is more useful in this society?
Well, I mean, I would think the milk. Definitely the milk. You need the milk for cheese. And whoever owns the cheese runs the world.
You have to have cheese?
Yep.
Okay. All right. To be continued then. Now we're going to go to May 11th. This is called 10 terabytes. This is a cool one. So 10 terabytes.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but remember,
if we're talking about the future,
this like dystopian society or whatever is going on here, things are a little bit different. I mean, Amazon is in a freaking crate, basically, you know?
Right.
So, I feel like maybe these are data transport ships.
Okay.
And each crate holds a certain amount. How many crates are there?
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27,
16.
30, 33, 36, 39, 42.
So divide that.
49.
You got your answer. 49 divided 10 terabytes divided by 49. So that's how many are in each one. So that'll help us continue this, get our data straight for this Beeple book.
Yes, but maybe Terra like is like a more of like a hint.
Oh, it's okay. It's Terra because
like
they're terraforming.
Terraforming, right?
And bytes. That means this is food.
Oh, that's good. See?
Yeah.
This goes back to the cow that's holding all the cheese.
Oh, okay. So this is the cow's cheese. 10 terabytes of cow's cheese. That's a stretch.
Right. Exactly.
That's a stretch. All right. And then the last one, this is a Mother's Day one. Oh, this is called...
I'm surprised you're not
May
doing Rule
13th.
of Thirds. I thought Rule of Thirds was beautiful.
Yeah, Rule of Thirds is good. Rule of Thirds is good. We can't cover all of them, you know. Rule of Thirds has the pig split up, you know. I mean, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. That's the problem. I think
it's beautiful. Reminds me of The Cell. Remember The Cell?
Do you think... Oh, gosh. Yeah, I know what you're talking... Oh, man, that was so weird and creepy. Yeah. There's that guy. He's always on the phone.
That's Beeple. I'm telling you, that's Beeple. I think it's Beeple. I think that is actually like...
How many bytes? Do you think they're dividing up the bytes here?
Maybe.
That's only like... You know, the head is like 1 megabyte of pig. All right. Anyway, back to the Mother's Day one. This is May 13th. It's called Mother. And I was thinking about this, trying to think, okay, what would be the relation here with the baby and the mother? First of all, it's not a real baby.
Right, I guess. I mean, it could be.
I mean, it doesn't really have... It's like one texture.
That's okay.
So my question is this some sort of...
I think it's Mother Earth.
Shrine thing.
Nah, Mother Earth, dude.
The big head is like the mother to this baby, but are they both fake? Are they both statues?
No, I think the baby is a real baby and the statue is a statue. Maybe.
I don't think it's a real baby.
Okay, well, it's probably not a real baby. Who cares?
Do you think that the baby thinks that if the baby's real, does the baby think that the head is the mom?
Here's the thing with like, I am not going to look into like the holiday dailies. I think the holiday dailies have nothing to do with anything.
It's alternate universe.
He's like, right, and days that he is sick, he creates these dailies, and it's like, okay, this is just a one-off look into a different future.
Whole nother universe.
Right.
That's book number 2.
Right, that's book number 2. So anyway, because we're talking about Mother's Day, I would like to take this opportunity, David didn't tell you about this, to give a big shout out to my own mother and my mother-in-law, and of course my wife, for being an amazing mother to my kid. I love you very, very much, and you're the best in the world. Sorry, let's go on.
All right. So emotional right now.
Whatever.
I would like to do the same shout out, except I don't think that anybody listens. That's boring stuff. We talk about geeky things. All right. Does that wrap us up?
Shout out to all the MoGraph moms out there. I made that up yesterday. I was like, oh, that's be a pretty good tweet. All the
Momgraph.
MoGraph mamas who like, are MoGraphers, all the moms who are MoGraphers, as well as the moms of MoGraphers. And that could be either the wife or the mother who basically take care of their MoGrapher.
A good show. Momgraph.
Yeah. Momgraph.
Moms who do MoGraph.
Or MoGraph mamas. I like that.
It's like my brother, and me, except it's completely different.
Right.
All right. We're going to get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes, leave a review. That helps get our ratings up. You can also subscribe on your podcatcher of choice, which is another way to help us get up in the ratings, especially on iTunes. You can subscribe to our newsletter. You can say you've been there, done that. Gosh, I got it wrong. I keep doing that wrong.
What?
So you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the No Brograph, No MoGraph tee, the limited edition Gate D. Simone shirt, which will not be there forever, the Paul Bab, Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. And, of course, our most popular now, Render Things shirt and hoodie, which you can find on our website or just look it up on Amazon.com. Make sure that it is completely the legit Brograph account and not the ripoffs, which I don't think are out there anymore, but just in case.
I think we got rid of them.
Don't forget to check out our live streams later on this week. We'll be posting on Twitter when those will be specifically, and we're on Facebook.
The Bat channel.
Yeah, the Bat channel.
Bat channel Skype to know exactly when.
Not same bat time, but maybe same.
I said
bat
Skype.
channel.
I meant Slack.
No, I thought you said Slack.
I said Skype.
And then remember, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and of course YouTube, Brograph.com. Check us out on all the stuff and things. And we're going to get out of here. I got a conference call in 1 minute.
Oh,
So,
we do?
I do.
Oh, okay, good. I got to pick up my kid for Taekwondo.
Wish you would.
Here soon. Hey, give us a review on iTunes. We haven't had any since January.
Oh, I know, right?
And we're at like 49 reviews right now. Like,
nobody wants
just
to
get us
do
to that
anything
50.
other than Slack now. That's the problem.
I know.
So
that's all right.
All right. So we're going to get out of here. Till next week, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one.
Later, bros. Stop recording. Save as Matt's episode 134.
134.
I'm loving it. Back to Slack. Stage.
Right.
Cheesy. That's supposed to be shrimp, dude. Shrimp. They don't have eggplant in Hawaii. Freestyle battle to this track.